Hola, buenas tardes, ¿me escuchan?
Sí, sí te escuchamos, Iracema. Excelente, muy bien.
Perfecto, muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti. Esperamos entonces unos minutitos, unos
Claro
2
que sí.
ya vamos a empezar. Gracias.
Months on end, I've had my doubts, denying every tear. I wish this would be over now, but I know that I still need you here. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. You've been so unattainable, and sadly I know why. Your heart is unavailable, even though Lord knows you kept mine.
Hola Clau, buenas tardes, soy David. Voy solamente comentarte que Asuma va a llevar la sesión, pero vamos a estar ambos compartiendo pantalla. Lo vemos contigo, ¿no? Para que nos des los accesos en esos momentos. Gracias.
Excelente, David. Sí, ya cuentan con el acceso.
Súper.
Perfecto. Y gracias
Gracias.
que ya probamos tu audio. Excelente.
You made me realize my deepest fear by lying and tearing us up. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. And I know, 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 I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Thank you so much.
Bueno, pues vamos a comenzar. Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos. Estamos en la Expo CBC Career Opportunities de la región sur. Estamos muy contentos de recibirlos en la charla Tips para una entrevista exitosa en inglés. El día de hoy nos acompaña la empresa Engie México, quien nos hará compartirnos todos los tips que necesitamos para tener éxito cuando tengamos que enfrentar una entrevista en inglés. Está con nosotros Iracema Salazar Núñez. Ella ya lleva 10 años laborando en la empresa Engie México y actualmente se desempeña como administradora de recursos humanos. Muchas gracias, Iracema, por estar aquí con nosotros presente y muchas gracias por compartir esta valiosa información con nuestros alumnos. Bienvenida y bueno, voy a dejar de compartir, cederte el control de la presentación.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Espero que todos estén muy bien. Me escuchan, pienso que me escuchan bien, ¿verdad?
Sí, te escuchamos, Iracema. Adelante, ya puedes compartir tu presentación.
Perfecto, un segundito. Dame un segundo, ¿sabes qué? No, no, vamos, ¿dónde la comparto?
En la parte de abajo, Iracema, hay
Sí.
una opción que dice compartir pantalla para poder enviar la presentación.
Ok,
¿Sí?
sí. Mm, Ay, qué pena, no encuentro la opción de...
No, no te preocupes, con calma, no te preocupes.
Sí,
Si quieres deslizar tu cursor, ya iba, ya iba.
¿ya la ven?
Ya la vemos, ya nada más en el modo de presentación y listo, Iracema.
Perfecto.
Excelente, ya te estamos viendo muy bien.
Listos, creo que ya estamos ahí. Bien, chicos, pues disculpen por este pequeño problemita, pero bueno, ya lo resolvimos. Pues nada más darles la bienvenida a nombre de Engie México a esta plática, en donde les vamos a dar algunos consejos, algunas técnicas para que puedan tener una entrevista en inglés exitosa y pues, ¿por qué no obtener el trabajo que están solicitando? Antes de continuar con esta plática, sí me gustaría pedirles a todos de favor que mantengamos los micrófonos apagados, pues esto para poder tener una mejor calidad en la audición de la presentación. Durante la presentación les voy a pedir de igual forma que vayamos a la página a la aplicación de slido.com para que puedan ahí participar y poner todas sus respuestas y bueno, hagamos una interacción muy padre con esto, ¿no? Otra vez, bienvenidos a Engie México, les doy la bienvenida, mi nombre es Iracema y comenzamos con esta plática. Tips for a successful job interview in English. In this lesson, you will learn how to answer job interview questions in English. If English is not your first language, answering job interview questions in English might be a stressful situation. Can you all please join me at slido.com session number 59AY5 so you can please answer the question that is being marked there. I'll be taking like 5 minutes so you can take the time, go to the Slido and mark your question and mark your answer. David, can you help me to go to Slido, please?
Yeah, sure, Yasima. Can you leave of your presentation to have access?
Okay. Okay. Let's wait a couple of minutes more so we get more answers. Thank you for your participation. Okay. I can see that almost 64% of all the people that is in here have already had a job interview in English before. I hope this talk will be very useful as well. And for those that have not already had this experience, I'm pretty sure that this information will be very helpful as well. Can we return to the presentation, David, please? Okay. In this talk, we're going to talk about some effective tips that you can use to get better answers to job interview questions in clear, natural English. So let's start and find out all the information that we'll have.
Iracema, perdón, ¿podrías enviar nuevamente tu presentación, por favor?
¿Cómo la...? ¿Cómo?
Como lo hiciste al inicio, con compartir pantalla.
Es que ya está en compartir pantalla. A ver. Creo que ya está ahí, ¿verdad?
Ya te estamos viendo de nuevo.
Perfecto, perfecto.
Gracias.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's start again. As I was saying, you will see how to answer these common job interview quiz questions using the techniques we'll show you. During this lesson, you will learn how to answer job interview questions in English, some tips and techniques that you can use to get better answers, the most common job interview questions, and 4 different techniques you can use. During this presentation, David Almazan will be assisting us. So in case that you might have any questions, please do not hesitate to write it on the chat or get in touch with David. You'll see how to answer these common job interview questions using the techniques we'll show you. So let's start reviewing the most common job interview questions. Tell me a little about yourself. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What is your leadership style? Why do you want this job? Why should we hire you? Make your answers more concise. But what does concise mean? It means that you don't waste words. If you speak concisely, you get right to the point and don't add anything unnecessary to your answers. So let's review some questions about this. Tell me a little about yourself. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? These are very common job interview questions, and they're also a very open questions. Open questions can be dangerous. Do you know why? It's because you might ramble. Ramble means to talk a lot without saying much. This won't give the interviewer a good impression. So let's start by looking at a simple answer to this question. Tell me a little about yourself. Remember, you have to go to Slido session number 59185 in order for you to mark your answer. So the first possible answer that we can give to this question could be, well, I was born in a small town in Mexico where I also went to school. I studied engineering at university, and then so after I graduated, I did a master's degree first. But then I worked for a small firm in my hometown for a few years, which was great fun. After that, let's cut it here, okay? Let's review a possible second option that we can answer. I always loved designing and building things, so I suppose it's natural that I became an engineer. I've worked in a variety of roles and companies, which I've learned a lot from, but now I'm ready for a new challenge. What do you think about these questions? Good, bad, bad answer. Okay, join me at Slido, please. We will be taking like 5 minutes, so you can go to Slido and mark your answer. Thank you. David, can you help me please to go to Slido? Okay. Apparently, 95% of you think that option B is the correct one. So let's return to the presentation, please.
Yes, if you are okay for the next question, I'm going to share you through chat box the results of the questions, if you're okay.
Okay, I think I will be better. Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so analyzing both answers, we will find out the following information. On option B, do you think that is not a good answer? Well, you were right. It's not a good answer. There are 3 things the candidate does which you should try to avoid. The candidate includes lots of unnecessary details. He doesn't speak in full sentence, and he doesn't have any clear direction. If you do these things, your answer to this question will be long and unfocused. But what's the solution? You need to be more concise. But how? Firstly, you have to avoid unnecessary details. Don't give your entire work history. The interviewers can get that information for your CV if they need it. Secondly, speak in full sentences for the clear beginning and end. This means you need to be thinking ahead while you speak. And thirdly, think about what you want to highlight in your answer and put it in the beginning. This will give your answer a clear direction. What about the second answer? On option B, I've always loved designing and building things, so I suppose it's natural that I became an engineer. I've worked in a variety of roles in companies, which I learned a lot from, but now I'm ready for a new challenge. It's much better. The answer is a lot more better. Let's look at the star. Immediately, the candidate identified a key feature. He loves designing and building things and links it to his engineer career. The candidate answer is also very concise. There are not unnecessary details, and it also has a clear end. So, most of you thought option B is the correct one. What about the second question? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Here is a possible answer. There are many things I could be doing. I like to have, some sort of progress. What I mean is that I don't just want to be doing the same things I'm doing now. I like to be moving forward in my career. For example, I definitely see myself in a better position than I am now. Good answer, bad answer. Remember that you have to go to Slido and mark what you think about this question. As an option B, we have this answer. I don't know exactly, but the most important thing is that I continue to learn and grow in my career. I'm the kind of person who needs new challenges to stay focused. I might even start my own business because that's something I've always wanted to do at some point in my life. Let's analyze those questions and let's see which one of your answers you find out there. David, can you help me and just let me know the point rank on the slide, please?
Yeah, sure. Let me only 1 minute and I send you the results.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can see the results into the chat box.
Okay. Let's analyze before we give the correct answer. Let's analyze both ones, okay? On option A, what happened with this answer? The candidate is rambling. She doesn't make a point clear. She doesn't speak in full sentences. She wastes words and has some clear and unnecessary details. What about the option B? Most of you answered the correct one. The answer is much more concise. The candidate answer has a clear beginning and end and doesn't waste words. So, what can you do to make your answers more concise? You must practice and record yourself speaking. You could record yourself answering these two questions, then listen to yourself. Try to find sentences which don't finish or words which don't add anything to your meaning. Then try again and keep practicing until your answer is clean and focused. Okay, so let's continue. Now we're going to review another point which will make your answers clear and more structured. You see answers. Signposting language means words and phrases which show where you're going. For example, the word for example are signposting language. When I say for example, you know I'm about to give you an example. Simple, right? So very important. Without signposting language, long answers can lose focus and be hard to follow. You'll see answers to these questions. What are your strengths and your weaknesses? What is your leadership style? Let's look at simple answer to the first question, okay? What are your strengths and weaknesses? A possible answer could be, I'm very good working with other people in my last job. I always try to encourage my colleagues and create a good atmosphere. I suppose I can be a little bit careless sometimes. I'm not the kind of person who focuses on details. I'm very calm and I keep a good head in very stressful situations. What do you think? Let's take another sample. Firstly, I'm very good working with other people. For example, in my last job, I always try to encourage my colleagues and create a good atmosphere. On the other hand, I suppose I can be a little bit careless sometimes because I'm not the kind of person who focuses on details. Coming back to strengths, I'm very calm and I keep a cool head even in very stressful situations. What do you think about this? Let's analyze the first answer on option B. As you can see, much of the context is exactly the same. We haven't changed the candidate's basic ideas at all. However, the answer is now much clearer and easy to follow. Using signposting language like this can make a big difference. Remember, signposting language might seem very simple, but don't forget about it. Using signposting language well makes your answer much clearer and easier to follow. Let's look at another way to make your answers more structured, clear, and more focused. Use the answers to these two questions in this section. Can you tell me about a time when you demonstrated excellent customer service? Or tell me about a time when you dealt with a challenging situation at work. These questions are likely to need longer answers. With longer answers, it's really important to have a clear structure, otherwise your meaning might get lost. There is a method you can use here, it's called STAR method. STAR means that you need to touch bases on the situation, task, action, and show the results. So you start your answer by giving the context. What was the situation and what did you have to do? Then you talk about what you actually did and what the end result was. Let's practice with the STAR method, okay? Can you tell me about a time when you demonstrated excellent customer service? If you use the STAR method, this method will lead you to build clear, structured answers. And you have to touch on the situation, task, action, and results. For example, a possible answer to this question, there was one time when a customer order hadn't arrived and we didn't know what had happened to it. The customer was very unhappy and I had to try to solve the problem for him. I arranged for a replacement to be sent, thinking we could find out what happened to the previous order later. Which ones were the results? In the end, the customer was happy that I could solve his problem quickly and simply. Let's review another example. Tell me about a time you dealt with a challenging situation at work. Think about it and make your own answer. Your answer should be 4 sentences long. Remember, you have to follow the STAR method for each part. Ready? How was that? Did you find it easy to make your own answer? Let's look at one way you could answer to this question. You have to touch bases on the situation, task, action, and results. Once we realized 3 days before deadline, that two of our teams were using incompatible software tools. As a project manager, I have to find a way to deal with this without causing any delays. I talked to both team leaders and we made a plan for one team to convert the work into a different format with help from some staff from other departments. It was very close, but we managed to get everything done on time. Again, you can see the STAR method in action, where you touch bases on the situation, task, action, and results. If you combine the STAR method with the signposting language, you'll be able to express yourself clearly in English, even in longer and more complex answers. Finally, let's look at another tip you can use to impress your interviewer and increase your chances of getting that job offer. It's called using the mirror keywords. But what does mirroring mean? It means using some of the same words and expressions as the person you are talking to. For example, if the interviewer asks you, how do you think your values fit with our company culture? You could start your answer by saying, well, I think my values are a good fit for your company culture for 2 reasons. One, and then you explain all the situation. Remember, mirroring has several benefits. First, it keeps your answer focused by using the same words and phrases. Your answer will be relevant. Using mirroring constantly will help you to make a better impression. More important, it shows the interviewer that you are listening and that you care about the questions and the company. Remember, mirroring is powerful. Start by researching the job offer. Read the job offer carefully. How do they describe themselves? What adjectives do they use on the website in the job offer? Pay attention to the words they use to describe the candidate they're looking for, and use those words in your answers. Let's think about this question. Why do you want this job? Imagine you are applying to a company which describes themselves as innovative and forward-looking. In this job advertisement, they say they want somebody who is creative and flexible. Here's a good sample answer about this question. Creativity is very important to me, and I've always wanted to work in an environment where I can innovate and find my own solutions to challenges. I also feel that your company will continue to evolve in the future, and I like the idea of contributing to that development. See, the candidate doesn't use all 4 words, but she does reference all 4 ideas. For example, instead of forward-looking, she talks about the company values evolving in the future. In this way, she shows that she is into the company values. Very easy, right? Let's review one more sample. Imagine you are applying to a company which describes themselves as commanding respect and which talks with pride about its long history. In the job advertisement, they say they want someone who has great communication skills passion for helping others. During the interview, they ask you, why should we hire you? I believe that great customer service starts with good communication, which is a strength of mine. I also think that in customer service, you need to care about what you're doing. I care about helping others, and as such, I believe you will find me to be a respectful and effective team member who can fit with the established traditions of your company. Again, the candidate doesn't necessarily use the words directly, but she does reference all four of the ideas. Be careful if you use mirroring. You don't want to sound like a robot. This is why you need to change words and phrases slightly, instead of repeating them again and again. Now you have seen 4 effective techniques you can use to get better answers to job interview questions in English. So remember, you have to be concise, use signposting language, and use the STAR method in order to structure longer answers. Don't forget about mirror keywords and phrases. Good luck if you have a job interview coming up soon. Thank you very much for your time. And I don't know if we do have time for some questions that you might wanted to share with us.
Yes, Emma, we don't have a volunteer yet, but I don't know if someone of the participants that are attending this meeting wants to participate in the last activity. It's a job interview in English simulation, of course.
Okay.
I don't know. Sandra, Armando, I can see you.
Please raise your hands, participate. We do have time.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can you repeat, please, the technique of mirroring, please? I didn't get it too well.
Sure. Let me return to the mirroring. Okay, mirror keywords. It's another tip you can use to impress your interviewer and increase your opportunities of getting the job offer. You are going to learn about mirroring and how it can help you. What does mirroring mean? It means using some of the same words and expressions as the person you are talking to.
Okay, thanks.
For example, how do you think your values fit with our company culture? You can start your answer by saying, I think my values are a good fit for your company culture for 2 reasons. Then you start your answer, say, well, the first one is because I think blah, 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 blah. Second and third, you're using the mirroring. Mirroring helps you to keep your answer focused by using the same words and phrases. And remember, more important, it shows the interviewer that you are listening and that you care about the questions and the company. Mirroring is very powerful.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Iracema, we have Ana Gonzalez Montes, I don't know, wants to participate in a job interview simulation. Go ahead, Ana. Only you have to open your microphone And let's start with the interview.
Okay, tell me when you're ready, please.
Sorry, I understood that it would be later, not right now. I have to leave. I just wanted to send like an email if I could schedule like the simulation. I don't know if it's possible to schedule it later.
I don't know. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I don't know if there are someone else that wants to participate in that simulation, or we finish with the presentation.
I would like to participate also.
Okay. What's your name?
Armando, but I also think that it will be in another moment, not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. If you know, I will share this presentation with each one of you. And also, if you do have time, you can send me an email and have a small conversation with me if you want it, if you need it. And I will be more than glad to assist you. So don't worry about it.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I don't know if we do have another question or something that you might want to know about this presentation. As I said, I will share the presentation with you so you can you'll make sure that you will have this information.
Iracema, can you share your information?
Sure, sure.
Please.
Well, I guess I don't have my, I forgot to add my email address, but I will send my information to Claudia so she can share the presentation, my email address, and also my phone. So you can always give me a call or send me an email if you want to. Okay? Okay, so I think this is it. If you don't have any more questions or something that you would like to share with us, I said again, thank you very much for your time. And I'm sorry for all, yeah.
Excuse me, I would like to make a little question.
Sure, go ahead.
What would you recommend to practice or to try for someone who gets pretty nervous during interviews?
You know what? What I will recommend you the most, listen a lot of videos, a lot of English videos. You can read a lot of, on internet, you can find a lot of material. Listen to your best English music and try to memorize the lyrics. That will help you a lot. You have no idea. Also follow Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is a great English master. You have no idea how this teacher helped you. You will find all the material about Dr. Seuss on internet. I will send you the information about this teacher, this English teacher. And if you have someone that you can practice English with, that will help you a lot. Try to find a friend so you can make an English conversation, not to be afraid of talking in English, listen a lot of music in English. That will help you a lot. Okay.
Yeah, another recommendation could be that you want to participate in that simulation job interview. Of course, it's useful not only for you, if not for everyone that wants to participate in the session.
I would like to participate.
David, we
Okay.
have a volunteer, Efren Castellan, and somebody just opened her micro. I heard a voice.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, we can take 2 turns. We have a little more, a little bit of time before we finish. Irasema, are you okay with this simulation right now?
Absolutely. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
sure. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. What's your name?
Well, my name is Efrain Castellan.
Frank Castellar. Okay, let's pretend that you're in an interview with me, okay? So, I couldn't understand your name very well. Can you spell your name for me, please?
Yeah, of course. It's Efren, and the last name is Castelan. Efren Castellan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just using the technique of being concise, can you tell me a little about yourself?
Of course, my passion is innovation. So I studied at the Tecnológico of Monterrey the career of business administration, and I also have some specializations in entrepreneurship and business model innovation. So I would like to bring new ideas which generate value to this company.
Okay, which is very great. But remember, you have to be concise. Tell me a little about yourself. Your answer was very good, but you have to always be concise. So mark that point, please. And also another question, can you tell me about a time when you demonstrated excellent, let's see, customer service on your last job?
Of course. Well, it was a service to an intern service. I'm leading a project of a podcast, so I always generating some forms, Google Forms, to know how my team feels, and also bring them a space to make comments, and if they have some suggestion, I try to make that with my team.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And lastly, using the mirroring technique. Tell me, why should we hire you? Why does a company has to hire a person with experience of yours?
Well, I think that you should hire me because I am a really positive person, also brave. I mean, I was the first one that say, okay, right now, I don't even prepared, but why not? So if you want a person which is leadership with that don't have afraid to try, I think I'm the right person for you.
Great, great answer. Thank you very much. You did pretty good. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you, and nice
You know
conference.
what? You're hired. You will be hired.
Okay, that
Okay,
son sustos
thank
que dan
you.
gusto.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bravo, bravo. Me encantó tu respuesta. Muchas gracias. Así es como tenemos que ser. Tenemos que ser positivos, tenemos que dar unas respuestas afirmativas, ser concisos, usar las técnicas que les enseñamos y créanme que van a tener una entrevista muy exitosa. Muchas gracias. Gracias por tu participación.
It was a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine, my friend. Thank you very much. Do we have another person? Do we have enough time? I don't know.
I think it was Carla Peralta.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Can you tell me in a few words what is your study about it? Which one is your career?
Yeah, I have a bachelor in business management and I have a major in finance.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for using the concise words, the concise answers. Okay. Tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I'm a very active person. I have a lot of, how do you explain this? Like a lot of drive.
Okay.
And I guess I am very sociable person, so I'm really easy like to work in groups and take the lead on anything I can.
Good answer. Okay, now tell me, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I see myself working abroad specifically, and also I plan on having my own business,
Mhm.
but especially getting a lot of knowledge first so I can like take on there.
Okay, good. Now, lastly, tell me, from all the 4 techniques that I show you, which one do you think it will fit better to your, so I will have accomplishments for your English interviews?
I guess mirroring, it will help me not to wander a lot from answers and just
Okay,
focus.
exactly. You have to be focused always. And what about the concise technique?
That's also very important. Well, I still wonder a lot when I talk, but it's because I keep on thinking of a lot of answers that I can say, but I also do it a lot in Spanish, so.
Bravo, muy bien, me encantaron tus respuestas. Muchas gracias. Carla, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Perfecto. Gracias, Carla.
A ti, gracias.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias a todos por sus preguntas y a los 2 voluntarios que se atrevieron a realizar esta simulación. Muchas gracias. Gracias, Iracema, por esta valiosa participación. Los tips son muy útiles y por supuesto que lo pueden aplicar nuestros alumnos cuando tengan que participar en una entrevista en el idioma inglés.
Así es. Pues mucha suerte a todos, muchas gracias y recuerden que esto es una participación de Angie para todos ustedes.
Gracias.
Si me permites, Iracema,
Gracias.
vamos a compartir solamente para agradecer a Iracema, perdón, a Iracema Cruz.
No.
Disculpe. Bueno, disculpe.
Iracema Salazar.
Ya ven, yo también me equivoqué.
No te preocupes, así nos pasa a todos.
Así nos pasa. Muchas gracias, Iracema, por tu valiosa intervención. Angie, también agradecemos las charlas que nos dirigieron a los alumnos por haber participado en la CBC Career Opportunities. Tenemos un reconocimiento que te vamos a hacer llegar de forma virtual, agradeciendo tu valiosa participación.
Muchas gracias. Gracias a todos. Buenas tardes.
Gracias, buenas tardes. Gracias a todos, buenas tardes. Quien no se haya registrado, les pedimos por favor hagan su registro en la liga, la encontrarán en el chat.
Gracias, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Bye. Buenas tardes.
Yo tengo una duda. ¿Vamos a poder ver la grabación de la sesión?
Sí, la vamos a compartir posteriormente en nuestro canal YouTube del Centro de Videocarrera de la Región Sur.
Perfecto, muchas gracias.
Por nada.